And all I could think of is my dad's alive. And I've spent 20 years not reaching out because I thought he was dead. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a big ball of...
We're gonna go to gold. This is a pre-gold dance. We can't.
I'm pretty sure it's like...
And we can't tell anybody.
True, I can't tell.
That's anybody. Real.
You girls watch out for those DBs.
We are the DBs, mister. May 26, 2023, Alicia and I launched our YouTube channel, Degraded Daughters of Dianetics. We knew it would be scary using our voices to finally speak up, but we didn't realize what was about to happen. Here's the text I received June 6th. I know you don't know me. My name is Liz. I am second generation. My father is at Gold. I've been working with Mark and Claire to get my dad out. My girlfriend is scared to go with me, which, as you know, is very valid. I have a PI going with me and the police. Do you know anyone willing to help so that I am not taken?
They've been driving since 10 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's now 5:30 in the morning. So you left the Sea Org in 2001.
2000 even.
Okay. And you last time we saw your dad.
We can
go through the whole story tomorrow. But
yes. So 2001, I was 21 years old. And the reason I remember I was 21 years old is because he handed me a teddy bear that said happy 16th birthday. And I was so angry that he could not remember that I was 21 years old. And so in that moment, for me, it was kind of like, I just came all the way down here, but at least I got my dad for a little bit.
Yeah.
That was the part. I got to spend the day with my dad. Like, the idea of this terrifies the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But then the idea that he's not really dead,
mm-hmm.
that he can come out, he can know that his family cares.
Yeah.
Like, who knows what they've been telling him,
mm-hmm.
if they were willing to tell me that he was dead.
Yeah, and it just doesn't make sense that they would call to collect on a freeloader's debt. First of all, from a dead person. So I would understand why that would be confusing. Second of all, to then find out he's alive and allegedly there. So I can't help but think, because you know how when people like escape for the day or make an attempt. Yeah, from what
But he's 73 years old. That's what I'm thinking
maybe he
too.
Was just missing. Like
maybe he has Alzheimer's and they lost him.
Something happened like that, and so they called the family to try to see, and maybe they had not written in the freaking file that almost 20 years ago they rudely told you out of hate that your father was dead.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might not even know that, right? That you know that you thought that.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
I'm so glad your partner is so supportive and just like here for you. There's been other people behind the scenes.
Yes.
And
that I couldn't have done it without, because
yeah,
I literally thought in the beginning of all this, I thought they've changed their collection policy.
I know you said, so is this your policy now? You collect on dead people's. What did they say to that?
They hung up. Like literally,
Okay, so then you called Claire to be like, does
I messaged her a few days later because I sat on it.
Okay.
Like, just sat on it. Like, am I?
By the way, you guys, I'm force feeding Liz CalMag over here. Like a good Scientology ritual before our big day. But anyway, okay, go on. So you messaged her after sitting on it for a few days
Because I thought maybe, maybe they do collect for as many years as they want.
Yeah.
And she was going to tell me
Yeah.
they can collect for 6 billion years.
I mean, can though. What does that mean? It's not legal.
No.
But just mentally.
But it's a mind fuck.
I know, I get it.
And so it was more along the lines, I was expecting her to tell me that they changed it and I was going to go about my business. And she said no. She knew my dad. And in 2005, he was alive. So how can you tell me in 2004 that he's dead?
Mm-hmm.
So her and her husband they both talked, and then all of a sudden she's like, we haven't found a death certificate. And I'm looking at everything. My mind is spinning at this moment. And all I could think of is my dad's alive. And I've spent 20 years not reaching out because I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Not letting him know, hey, this is where my life's gone. Hey, these are the good things. I was spiraling. And then I talked to my psychiatrist. Yes, I do believe in them now.
Yeah, we both do. Very important.
I love them.
Yeah, mental health is important.
But sorry, I had to. I was told by the officer that he didn't make face-to-face contact, but he talked to security, and security said he was alive and well and seen the previous day, and he was good.
And did he say why he didn't make face-to-face contact?
Nope, gave me no information other than that.
Did he say why?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
They're not required to.
Okay.
So
it's the same thing with the whole where's Shelly?
That's how I felt.
Yeah. Okay. So I was talking to Jackson about what we were, kind of like gonna mention when we got there, because he used to do security. Figured he would have the answers, help, whatever. Very helpful. But he's all, yeah. So we were also trying to find out, like, maybe while we're up there, we could like find out about Heber. And I was like, because you know who Heber is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, that's ambitious. And because, Jeffrey's married to Karen. Jeffrey's coming with us, right? And then I was all, hey, why don't you just ask where's Shelly? And he was laughing. He got it because I was kidding, being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because it was so ambitious.
For Heber.
Yeah, I was like, look, let's stick to the plan at hand here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going for Liz's father. Sorry, Heber. No, just kidding. But
it's true because
this is what we don't want to confuse them.
Mm-hmm.
We're not here to for everybody. We're here for your father.
Although if we could get a school bus of people to leave.
Oh, that would be our fantasy.
Yes.
But we can't even take a school bus up there. We have to Uber in. We have to run away on foot if you start having a panic attack. Or I do.
I'll stand still and I'll pray that I don't swing.
Well, I have committed to being your peer support. So you have to trust. We will get through this. Coach you through it. If you don't ask all the questions, so fucking what? If you don't get everything, no pressure, dude. I mean, honestly, you're going to do what you need to do. And
just made a long ass drive.
Yeah.
On the hope and a prayer that he's alive.
Yeah, I think he's alive.
I think, well,
or they're tripping.
Yeah. Well, Carrie and I, after talking about it, whatever. Basically, after we talked about it, it was more along the lines of he's alive, but what if he doesn't want anything to do with you? Well, and I was like, well, then I made the attempt.
Yeah. And that's how I felt, actually. And that's why I understand so deeply and are like supporting you, is because at a certain point, either the attempt works and you are at that pivotal point, right?
Mhm.
So it's an attempt that could work. Or
You've got to let it go.
you got to let it go, and you've got to stop breaking your own heart and realizing that we're like masochistic in that way. Like we like pain.
Mhm.
And
From them, yes.
yeah. And it's our parents, so it's sad. But look at this book I have right here. Right in front of you. Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. It's the best read of your life. And eventually, through figuring out what happened to them, which we already know, but like, you know, education and stuff makes it easier to like stop hurting ourselves. So if this doesn't work out the way that you want it to, grieve him, mourn him, honor that, because you love him. You love your dad. That's so precious. That's like so precious. You're just like Lil Liz just wants your daddy. And I'm
Yeah, as weird as that sounds.
I get it. Like
That sounds so feminine, but I was like, kind of.
I was
You gotta show the emotional support dog here.
Rub me.
Mm-hmm.
Rub
This
you.
is our emotional support at almost 6 a.m. back here.
Is it really almost 6?
Yeah.
Sweet. We're getting
Alright,
closer and
should
closer
we,
to time.
Should we wrap it up? Let's just like say a prayer
for to the are you an atheist?
I'm not anything.
Okay, so I was thinking like you know how people are saying how they say like, you know, like a good Christian would. Like people say that like, you know, it would be the Christian thing to do. Like having to do with like, you know, giving or charity or being kind to strangers or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking in my house when I was getting ready for you guys, I'm cleaning up and I'm like, this is the good atheist thing to do. For a fellow atheist.
Yep.
Because well, today's not a normal day, and we're gonna get through it the best we can. You're gonna be fine.
I just have to try to not be, as stupid as this is going to sound, I have to try to keep my TRs in.
Yeah.
And
this is the one
not
time
cry.
I'll ever agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I would never agree with that. Because
I hate that sentence. It puckers my butt cheeks.
Confronting anything, that's a very aggressive term. We don't need to confront anything. I've been in nonviolent crisis prevention all week about how to disarm unsafe people, how to stop potential crises, all non-violently. And 55% of body language or of communication is body language.
Mm-hmm.
37 or something is the tone of your voice, and then like 8% is the content or whatever the percentages were. But
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so that's the whole look is like the whole like we got to get our TRs in because that's what we're gonna face, right? And we know who we're up against, and they're creepy. They're like,
and they're gonna scream in faces.
Well, but it's so endearing to me that you still have fear because
I'm working on it.
I know, but like I know that person, and like I was you, so like the fact that they can with their words do anything to freak you out, I just hate that because they're not powerful, and they can do the same to me. But I feel like with you, because you went through such trauma in the Sea Org, it has a bit more power, and that's what I want to help you get through tomorrow. That's not like they can't do anything unless you let them. So
true, and that's what I have to
just try to stay in the moment. And they're like, we're in the real world now, okay?
So it's the fear of digging holes for me. Like,
because you thought you were digging your own grave.
I literally like we'll have to do something in the backyard, and it'll just be like if I just use a shovel, it'd be like 3 seconds. I'm out there with the fucking pitch axe and we're gonna do it this way because
Dude, that's so dark.
I can't seem to. That was sarcasm, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. I'm
Oh.
just like laughing because I don't have emotions like you. Like we deal with sadness in weird ways.
Yeah, I deal
Um.
with sadness by trying to make jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Celebrating over here all month. We're gonna come in our outfits tomorrow, but not like full rainbow outfits, but we could.
I'm kind of a gay billboard.
Well, I mean, I just didn't want them to get confused and think we were like an activist group, but maybe that would be a good thing.
They I don't know. They need a good.
But like, if the whole backup plan doesn't work, because there's a reason why we're not talking about this right now, right? Live, right?
Mhm.
Like, we're recording this for later. But if the whole backup plan doesn't work, I mean, either way, like you said, you're a walking billboard. I
Mhm.
think that your awesome, pride-filled community would really support, because they literally, this church told you that because they hate gay people, and I can vouch for that. You're not crazy. They literally told you that because they hate gay people.
Mhm.
So,
Yippers. It's not because I was a bad kid. It's not because I was a
No.
murderer. No.
No.
Didn't even steal
here's
cars.
What I really, here's what I really trip out on. I work with a population that has been in and out of jails, done a lot of things because they're sick and have burned a lot of bridges with their families, right? And I'll read some of these stories. And the love of their family, they'll still show up. They'll still bring them items. They'll still come see them. People will go visit their children in jail. They will go visit convicted murderers, because they love them. But us,
We get told to fuck off.
who just like don't think that L. Ron Hubbard is God. That's literally the basis of it. And then on top of that, happen to recognize and call out abuse.
Yes. Because unfortunately,
we get disbanded. We have to show up at security gates at a cult compound during a muster.
the fact that we call it a compound, that should say
today,
like how icky it is.
Dude, today all day I was like, okay, it's just like when the word compound comes into it, like we're going to the compound. I was like, we're like just getting real fucking culty all of a sudden. Like my cult,
Like we're not just going down the
yeah.
street. Like when we tell you
We're
we
not
grew
just
up in a
going to
cult.
Hollywood, okay? We're going to the fucking compound in the desert where like literally Jackson was like, all right, you're gonna have to pack 2 gallons of water. And I was like, oh shit. He's like, wear comfortable clothes. I'm like,
Yeah, how are we going to
cool.
pack 2 gallons of water
With our Uber?
with an Uber?
How am I gonna bring my dogs? That was sarcasm.
Okay. I was like, I didn't know they were coming. But the bitey one can. Because it'll be like did you ever see Captain Marvel? To the first movie.
No.
Okay, so in the movie, she finds there's this cat, and this cat like can eat people and go.
Okay.
I want that as our defense.
Okay. That would
Like
be
it,
really
it could just eat everybody,
So that's
and
what
it
we need to
shits them
bring.
into outer space.
I'd be down. But instead we're bringing Jeffrey Augustine and your partner, and we're gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm getting scared again. Son of a bitch.
Well,
because I just have a funny feeling I'm gonna cry. Like,
well, I mean, obviously, I'm hoping
but I'm
don't
trying.
cry.
But the plan is to. I'm hoping whatever tears I have, I can hold back long enough so it could be on the way, like away and not in that moment.
Why?
I don't want them to think they fucking won.
I think you showing human emotion because you want to see your father is completely normal, and that wouldn't make them win. Even though they might think that, who cares?
That's true.
Because would never think that. In fact, I think it would be more impactful to see a woman standing crying at the fucking gate than you having to try to bottle your emotions.
I don't bottle well. 'Cause
Well, I
that's-
think you do. You're a CR. You're a former CR member.
Yeah. As soon as I get full of emotions, it
Yeah.
goes blah,
Yes.
and then it kind of just stops for a little bit. It's kind of like the
I
atom
don't think
bomb.
anybody bottles well, but it's a tendency of former Scientologists.
As my therapist said, I've been conditioned to hold for a certain time, explode. Good.
Yeah.
Hold, explode.
Yeah. My therapist says I like to intellectualize instead of feel.
That's hilarious. I'm
Pretty
book smart
spot on.
and not street smart. Ever read Lord of the Flies? Totally reminds me of the Cadet Academy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if anybody's ever watched Lord of the Flies or read the book, because it was an amazing book.
There are parallels.
Yeah. You have a 16-year-old watching 40, 50 kids anywhere between the ages of 16 all the way to 3. There was one person in charge, and the rest of us had, it trickled down. It'll make sense if you ever read it, or just watch the movie.
Well, what was that book? 1950?
It was in the 50s.
No, but that book that 1954. The book that every Scientologist says, "Oh, the future's it's gonna be like that." Oh, 1984, and it is literally parallel to Scientology, so it's very ironic. Yeah.
That's funny you said 1954 because I was like, wow,
That's
how'd
when
she
my
know the book?
That's when my dad was born. I don't know why that just came out. It's a fatherly day,
Hey,
huh?
I found, as weird as it's going to sound, about almost a week ago, I found out my dad was born in 1950.
Oh, really?
I only knew his birth date as 11/23. That's all I knew. Is his birthday was 11/23 because his mom said it was 1949, and someone else that I asked said that it was 1955.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, well, we're just going to go with 11/23 and not know how old he is.
That's nuts.
That's
you
how
couldn't
much.
look up his birth records or anything like that.
No. Well, no, I know his parents. I know his mother, his father.
But like you couldn't look up the certificates.
No, but everybody else could.
Oh, okay.
But I could not because I didn't have enough information. And I'm not a licensed anything like that. So I checked all the time. You can see my search engine.
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, tomorrow's going to be fun. It's going to be a big ball of...
We're gonna go to gold. This is a pre-gold dance. We can't.
I'm pretty sure it's like...
And we can't tell anybody.
Sure, I can't tell.
That's real.
As I pan around the car because we're just saying it got real fucking culty real quick when we start going to the compound, talking about the compound. It's easy to, in Hollywood, identify as a former cult member. But when you start really going to the compound...
Applied Scholastic?
Yeah.
Oh, was it Pinewood?
No, well, I went to Pinewood first. I got expelled from Pinewood.
Oh.
For telling the music guy to fuck off. Well, that day we were allowed to bring a personal item to school. And I brought my green blanket, and I call it Greenie. I still have the fucking blanket. And he tried to take it from me.
What?
And I forget why he tried to take it from me, but I yanked it. I'm like, fuck you, you can fuck off.
you.
And then I got sent home with a letter saying that I was expelled from Hollywood Academy.
Wow.
I'm like,
You know what's crazy? That's actually against personal rights. And I cannot do that where I work. I can't touch someone's things or take them because that could interfere with their safety and security needs. So even if they had a photo that was in a glass, container, we're not allowed to have glass at the facility, but I would always be like, can I hold on to this for now? But let me give you the photo because that can really ruin someone's sense of safety and security. So we would never do that. So that's really unfortunate that they did that to you, and that's why you got expelled as a child. What the actual hell?
well, I'd already got a check mark on my record because I'd heard this song on the radio, and it was boom, 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 let's go back to my room so we can do it all night, and we can make it go right. Okay, I thought they were talking about homework.
Well, it sounds
But then
like they
again,
really
most-
fucked up with you.
Correct, but then again, you also have to think most Scientologist kids have experimented sexually with with each other far younger than we should have.
Yeah.
There was a boy that I swear I was gonna marry. Like, if you'd have asked me when I was a kid who was I gonna marry, it was gonna be him. And now look at me, I'm flaming homosexual, and I'm like, there's no way in God's green earth we'd still be married, buddy. You don't have the right parts.
Well, he did it at the time, I guess.
He did, but he
Yeah.
didn't because I didn't love him. He was my friend. He was my buddy.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think of it like, ooh.
Yeah, more
Even
like a
though,
partner.
Even though, like, a couple of the second generation kids, like, had this makeshift wedding. It was like, do you take so-and-so? I'm like, sure, I guess. I'm like, can we go back to the Smurfs? I was little. I think I was like 6 or 7.
So did you know she was previously engaged to a man? I'm just kidding.
I was 6
Yeah.
or 7.
First grade wedding.
That shit doesn't count.
Uploading.